What is going on, everybody? Today is a very special day. Today is the day that I post my tier list in the Discord and then get flamed by every single... I don't know if I can curse this early in the video. I get flamed by every single person in the Discord because of where I am about to put Godzilla 21. We love to see it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get the stream started up. Let's get it on. We got a lot of characters up. Whoa, why am I... Oh, I see. Display capture is on. Interesting. So now chat should be on. I'm in Battleline Chrome Viewer. That's why it's not working right. So let me hit the back on this because I need that for another video. Scuff stream. Let me go to the stream part. Now we're kicking. Your pipe bomb should be arriving tomorrow. Spence, I look forward to the pipe bomb arriving tomorrow. I'll let you guys know this, though. If you're not on my Discord and you're not aware of what's going on, I got a special video cooking up for you guys. Don't know when it's dropping. Definitely not this week. Sometime next season, the video will go live. It's going to be like an hour. So, do with that information what you will. A few of you people already know what it is. But I will say in advance that I'm going to set it not as a live stream, but as a premiere. Courtesy of Turkey Halo, yes. I'm going to set the video as a premiere so that we can all watch it together. I won't be streaming it. I will be just in the chat with everyone else talking about it. It's going to be fun. I'm very pumped. As you can see today for our tier list... It's kind of covered up by the text blocks, but we have an extra tier today. So there's a guy on YouTube that is making people get free gems using a mod, and many people are using this mod. TG and LC, send me that on Discord, and I can get it forwarded to where it needs to go. If you send it to me or just at me on Discord or something, or on Twitter, TG, I can make sure it gets to Toho, 100%. Jaden had the idea for the extra tier. Yes, that is true. So we have an S plus tier. We've officially hit power creep in Godzilla Battleline, where there are characters that are just dropping that are already the best. You all know who it is. So there's an S plus tier now to differentiate who is a must-have from who is just very good. I'm excited to get into the list. I don't want to be doing it for 2 hours, though. I want to try to keep it maybe an hour and a half, if possible. You'll send the link of the video in the comment section. Yeah, do that, and then I can get rid of it, or put the link in a random video of mine, like an older video of mine. That way, I'll see the new comment, but people in the chat might not see it, so we're not just spreading like cheats out there. But, okay, so, new tier, a lot of characters, and I will make an addendum to the last stream. I got a lot of pushback for lowering the viability of Kong and G21 to, like, mid-C tier, because you can't upgrade them. So, going forward, I'm going to be, judging them as if they were still unlockable in the game. I will still let you guys know that they're not obtainable, obviously, but I'll place them as if they were still, like, able to be obtained. So, like, you'll see where I'll place them. There's something else that I was gonna say. This is not a change, I think, to the tier list, but I think it changed to the way I might want to be operating them. How good is the new tier got to be? Oh, it's got to be the best. Creme de la creme. But, a lot of the tier lists, I have been judging characters on how viable they are after a certain point. Like, oh, Kiryu was placing in B tier because we didn't have enough of him, but now that there's a lot of Kiryu going around, he's in A tier. I feel like I want to judge all the characters on a more level playing field. So I think I'm going to try my best to do that and give everyone a more fair shake. I feel like I've been a little biased in the last few tier lists, and I feel like I'm not giving a lot of characters their due. But that being said, I guess let's just jump into it, right? Because I said I wanted to keep it under 2 hours. Okay. So, Candy Walsh says bye. He also said this was his favorite kinds of videos. It's whatever. Cypherzilla, hello. Hedorah is B. She's good. She's slow. Health is meh. She's top of B, though, because she's really good and almost A. I think there's a Hedorah resurgence. I agree that she's not in the A. I do agree that she's in the top of the B tier. Her acid being fixed to be really good again is very good. I think she's either the top of B or the bottom of A. I almost want to put her in A post Bylante. Zip says Hedorah A tier, still too slow, but since she can hit air, it's more useful than Bylante in most situations. Because of the heavy air meta, she's low cost. Hedorah low A, acid buff really helped her. Low S, yeah, okay. I'll put her at the bottom of A. I hate making Hedorah not A. And I think that she is either the very bottom of A or the very top of B. So I'll put her at the bottom of A. And now with our second S tier, we have S and S+. I'm not afraid to just stack A with a few good units. Speaking of a few good units, we have... she's slow, but she's strong in the acid east way. The acid being buffed is actually a really good help. So she'll be low A. Last season, she was in B. Terrestrius is still in C tier. Not gonna lie, Fair got her to 30 and she does really good work. Yeah, my Hedorah was the second character I took to 30 and she was worth it. She was very, very, very worth it. Terrestrius C really easy to kill once the healing is gone. It's the hardest evolutions, yeah. No, I don't think Terrestrius is the hardest evolution. He has the best defense out of any of the evolutions. Does more damage than most of them. But he's really good. His regen is really solid. And he obviously evolves into Ultima, who's a fantastic unit. But outside of his regen, he could get really squishy. When you do Terrestrius, I think a tier based on his upgrade in Studio. Okay, actually that's good that you mentioned that, Nick, the tiers in Studio. I'm not taking any of the stats from Studio into account. Some of them are so minuscule, some of them are extremely big, like Ultima gets like a 0.8% attack boost or something crazy, like a 1.8 attack boost, something like that, like something ridiculous. So I'm not taking any of the Studio bonuses into effect. If you want to check out the Studio bonuses, they're on our unit data table. I don't know if my Stream Deck works for it. Let me click the button and find out. Oh, it does. Sorry for the flashbang. It pulls up the data table. So we go to Studio Boost here, and you can check them all out for yourself. I'm not about to go through it all on this stream, but it's all available for you. Yeah, and Azerpo says it's like a 10, yeah, my ultimate is level 20 in the Studio, and his bonus is like a +8 to his attack. Like, it's really not that noticeable. It's almost just flavor, right? All right, Burning Godzilla. Burning Godzilla is a solid B. He needs, I mean, we talk about it every season, you guys. He needs something done to him to help him out and fix him up. He's not a terrible unit. His kit is actually really interesting and really unique, but he takes too long to get going. I will say, if they just bumped him to a 3 cost, like how you can have him with the G54 buff and then make him a 1 cost with the G54 buff, I think that would be insane, but I think it could work really well. I really like getting him for the 3 cost, but I really don't like him for the 5. But he could remain a 5 if they just make minor tweaks to his kit, like the time it takes from the charge, or his attack speed. Something to keep him alive. Burning's got pretty insane stats for his cost, and his explosion with DT can wipe pushes mid-B. Yeah, you need more to get him to operate fully. Like, you could take any unit on this list and combine it with another and move it up a tier. Like, Burning plus Dimension Tide is an easy A tier, right? But by himself, Burning Godzilla's B, but the only time I run him is from 55, he's 3 cost. Yeah. Bro, do you want to play Roblox? I don't play Roblox. I don't. Has anyone seen Burning's bar get full? We have videos of his bar getting full. It's kind of nutty. Kiryu A, B, relatively tanky? No, not Kiryu A, B. Kiryu is A. Kiryu is definitely A tier. So, Kiryu is lower S period? Definitely not. Kiryu is an A unit. He's very strong. His range is very good. He buffs well with anything. He pairs well with any good push. He's a good leader, but we're not taking leader into account here. I really like Kiryu. He's definitely coming back into the game, especially now that we can buy Kiryus in the store. He's seeing so much more play than he normally has been. And the higher you get him, the more damage he does. I'm pretty sure at a certain point, he will end up doing more damage than Ultima. I think Ultima's damage trails off pretty steep the higher he goes, but Kiryu's kind of ramps up. He's really, really good. All the whales will tell you that their Kiryus are just absolutely bodying people. You can place him anywhere. He's like Mogera on steroids. Arnav says Kiryu's A, the only thing holding him back is his level. Oh, yeah, for sure. And Jaden, I don't like running Kiryu much anymore, but placing him in a progressive push is always the way to go. Yeah, Kiryu could take a push over the edge. He can really do a lot for your team. I like him a lot. I'm putting him in front of Hedorah. Hedorah is really, really good, don't get me wrong, but I think Hedorah is like at the bottom of A this go around. Ultima S plus tier, baby. You already know what it is. It's the fucking Ultima gang. You know, we show up for our boy. We put him in the S tier. Amazing. Putting him back down. But, okay, you said he's very good, so why not low S? Because you have to be... If this is your first tier list with me, the characters that are an S or S plus have to be, like, a tier above the rest. Just because they say character's great and really good doesn't mean they're S tier. Kiryu is not an instant put onto your team. He's just good to have. Ultima A basically is the sniper. He hits hard. Yeah. Ultima bottom of S. Ultima is actually really good. And this season, he has a lot of utility being able to hit Ultraman from really far away. I think that is at least worth considering. The only thing Ultima isn't good at is Swarm, since it can only attack once. Yeah, but you pair Ultima with, like, anything else with AoE. There's a lot of AoE running around. Ultima is a really good unit to put in your deck. I run him with Ultraman, and it is crazy. They do a stupid amount of damage, the both of them. It is really ridiculous. Yeah, Ultima's good, but not S. He's good, but not in the same way S tier units are. Yeah. No, Ultima is, like, top of A. Like, no joke. He's been there for a long time, and he's going to stay there probably for a long time until there's some kind of counter. I imagine if Singular Point Anguirus deflects shots like he does in the show, then Ultima will probably go down some. But Ultima's pretty good if you want to put him in your deck. He's not a must-have. Ultima mid-A for you. Great stats, but not that hard to evolve. But with all the ground distractions like Agano 4 and Cams give him trouble. Yeah, Ultima... has really left my deck. He is an A. He is S. The fact that there's so many people in the chat even saying that he is S is an indication of something, right? Ultima is really, really great. He's not in the S tier, but he's very good, and especially now with Ultraman being so far away from the rest of your units, like he can attack out of leader range. Ultima is really good for hitting him. Super X can be really good for hitting him. You just got to be careful with the health. Ultima is tanky enough to block. It's not to block, but he's tanky enough to just deal with Ultraman, right? It's going to take a while, but he could totally help you out. And odds are your Ultima's probably higher level than the opponent's Ultraman, especially next season. Fire Rodan is S tier. Fire Rodan is S tier. People just think Ultima is like the OPS unit, but he's not. There are many units that can handle him. Yeah. He's not amazingly OP, but he's one of the best single target damage dealers you got. We've said this before many times, and I'm not even the progenitor of this. I think TS Dragon is the one that said this. Range is the best stat in the game, and Ultima has one of the best. There's a reason why range is so good. It's because you can get shots off before anyone else. Ultima having the second best range in the game is a very, very big, important part of his kit. Okay. Fire Rodan, fantastic. Fire Rodan is the best healing in the game. Fire Rodan's healing has always been really, really good. It was just used to be hard to evolve him. Psychic Chorus had the buff, then the nerf, and then the buff again, and Psychic Chorus was the best. It was definitely S tier. Psychic Chorus got nerfed. Fire Rodan got changed to an on-death evolution. Fire Rodan's healing, I think, is percent-based. It's a phenomenal heal. He gives a speed buff. He gives a speed buff, and then on death, he gives a heal. It's a phenomenal unit. It's a really great combination. Fire Rodan and Batra, Fire Rodan and Ultraman, Fire Rodan and Leo. Fire Rodan paired with any other fast unit, fast flying unit even, is an extremely deadly combination. He's S tier. He's gonna take your deck to the next level. I love using him. He's not always a staple of my decks, but he is really great. I got an itch. He is really great. His heal is going to be fantastic, and his heal doesn't scale up with levels. So a level 1 Fire Rodan, I think, is healing the same as a level like 20. So you could just use him, sacrifice him for free heals even at level 1. I know there's a lot of players even that don't level up their Fire Rodans. They keep them really low so they die. So they basically summon them to die and heal, which is an insane strategy, but it works, right? But he's S tier for sure. Like 100% for sure. Regular Rodan, though, the pre-evolution to him is B. He's not amazing. He dies pretty quick, and he gives the speed boost, so he can be good in a pinch to like, do some extra damage. He could be in a pinch to soak up some shots, and he's going to be good to get your initial push going, but he's not like a main source of damage. He's not going to heal or anything, so he's a B tier, and he would be C, but the fact that he's a 100% guarantee evolution is a B. Like, all of the pre-evos that we talk about on this is, you know, the fact how long they take to evolve really does play a part. Pre-evo is a good meat shield. You were joking, no. Heli base D tier, dude. Heli base once again is D tier. It's not good. I don't like it. They need a buff of some kind to the facilities. Maybe when they drop the fifth facility. Maybe when they drop the 5th facility, they're going to have a buff for it. The only way you can really make Heli base work is if you use Mecha Godzilla lead. He has good health, but his ability will make it print out more choppers. It's not great. I don't like it. You can kind of make it work, but it's never really been viable. It's just going to get knocked out by trains. The facilities need a rework. I really want Toho to just come out and say, like, hey, we're going to rework all of the military stuff. We're going to do a season that's just military vehicles. We're going to rework it, and it's going to be way better. What does the red box say? I don't think I've seen this one in your tier. You now have 6 shoots at 5. I said in the beginning it might be hard to read, but it says S+. So those are characters that are better than S tier. Anguirus is A. Anguirus is A. I think I put him above Kiryu, but under Ultima. I'm gonna put... I feel like I should put him in front of Ultima. I don't know. He's really good. He's a really, really good tank. He's definitely a high A character. You say Angie above Ultima, he's so good. I'm debating it. I think that it might be time that Ultima falls some. Ultima is still high A, but I don't know how. They're both really good for like different reasons. Ultima is one of the best damagers you could put on, and Anguirus is probably the best tank you could put on. I think they're like kind of neck and neck. They're both really high up. I don't know if I want to put one in front of the other or like both kind of like next to each other. But that's how I'm probably going to leave it like this for now. Maybe I'll come back and change it. But he's really good. He has a shit ton of health. He's really easy to get pieces for. And you get him as soon as you start the game. You just invest in him. You're going to get crazy returns on that investment. And you're just more of a B tier, just sitting duck in the air meta. Sebastian, you're out of your mind. You're not using him right. You can slot Angie into any deck, including Ultima decks. It's true. And Ultima, you kind of have to build around him. Everyone is saying Batra is S tier before I even touch him. Batra is S+ tier. But to go to what I said with Anguirus, Anguirus has like an extremely high health, so you want to use him to soak up shots and damage for low cost, so your other units can do what they need to do, and he's a distraction. So he's not supposed to like counter the air meta. He's just supposed to eat up a lot of shots for you and not do too much damage. Batra is S+ tier. Who would have thought? Don't really need to talk about this. He's just a phenomenal unit. And the Batra larva is A, obviously. It's basically a guaranteed evolution. We should do an ASB tier list, to be honest. Dino Exos, I do have a few ASB tier lists on here. I'll probably make another one eventually. But there are ASB tier lists on this channel. If you go looking for them, there are. There's a reason there's an S plus tier. There's no unit except one that can be on his level different ballgame with him. There's one other unit in this game that falls for S plus, especially this season. But the Batra larva is going to go to bottom of A because it's just a really easy evolution. Dino Exos, they were a long time ago. I got to re-up them. It's been a few months since I made an ASB tier list. Biollante, the flower form is B, but Biollante is still A. She's really good. She's still really, really good. Her DPS in the water is the highest DPS in the game, and her DPS on land is only outclassed, I think, by Singular Point Jet Jaguar. I'm just reading the chat. Be cool. And you got resistance to melee, stuff like that. Bioflower Beast B, Plant Beast low A. I think Plant Beast is mid A now. She's really good for the cost, but with all the flyers running around, she's not doing what she should. This makes me, to be honest, this makes me frankly worried for Giant Octopus. If Giant Octopus, we originally wanted him to be like Biollante, like a cheap alternative to Biollante. But if Giant Octopus can't hit air, he's going to be in a very similar boat to Biollante, where it doesn't matter how good he is. In a meta run by all air units, it's going to be a bad time. Same with Destroya. I have a feeling because Destroya is so big, they'll make him hit air units from the ground, either with his anti-oxygen beam or his horn, his laser katana. But I don't want them to fall the wayside of Biollante. Because Biollante is slowly falling off because of how many good air units there are. Bio falling off, she's so situational. Someone places one, I just let Earth and push him. Maybe saying Batra S plus tier makes me allow to introduce a Mega Stun and Slow deck. Bio should be better than Anguirus. Hits multiple units tanky for 3 cost. It's not. Like, I mean, you're doing them for 2 different things. Biollante is good. Anguirus, they do different things. Biollante is for damage. Anguirus is to soak up damage, right? Biollante can't do damage if everything that she's supposed to be fighting is in the air. What is the meta right now? Batra, Fire Rodan, King Hedorahs, and Ultraman. All are in the air. Super X is in the air. Batra's in the air. Mothra Leo is in the air. Like, what is Biollante going to do to it? Nothing. But what is Anguirus going to do for 1 more cost? He's going to tank up a ton of damage. A ton. And Bomber is beyond S plus tier, as Spence says. This is worth your investment every penny. If you don't invest in the Bomber, you lose social credit. It's the best in the game. There's nothing better than the Bomber. You just got to commit. You just got to go dump everything into the Bomber right now. It's 30. You got to get it to 30. You got to get 31. Get it to 40. As soon as Toho introduces a level 50, we're taking Bomber level 50. It's crazy. This shit is cracked, bro. You got to get it to level 17, 18. This shit is wild. You got to get level 20, bro. It's bussin'. Absolutely huge. You're out of your fucking mind. It is at the bottom of the barrel, dude. This shit blows so hard. No way to defend itself. Yeah, it's fast. Yeah, it's got decent damage. It has okay health. Dude, it can't defend itself. It just goes straight across the map. It's going to get killed by everything. It's never going to make it to the end. If the Bomber makes it to your opponent is just bad at the game. I'm bad at the game. I have had the Bomber kill me before. I'm bad. I should have just uninstalled. The Bomber is just... Don't even use it. It's not worth your investment. It's only good after level 30, and it's not even incredibly good. It's like a little bit good, and that's a huge investment for garbage. You don't need it. End of story. All right, Psychic Chorus is at the top of the A tier. I think it's around here somewhere. You don't really need it anymore, though. The healing is all right if you have it way leveled up, which is what you should be. Psychic Chorus A, B tier, not as broken as before, still knowing to deal with at a high level. Yeah. I want to put it, it doesn't feel right to put it behind Ultima and Anguirus. I want to kind of put it, oh god. I think it's behind them, because you can out-damage them I think I want to do this. I think I want to maybe do this. Might be a better... Makes me feel better. Like this. Melee, if we all said Bomber S plus a collective, you'd have no choice but to put it there via your own rules. Nope. No, I won't. I think Chorus is B tier. Young Heroes, you were watching soccer. Well, I hope that game was good. PC is S tier. I don't think Psychic Chorus is S tier. I think it is really good, though, that you can place it wherever. You don't have to rely on Fire Rodan to drop wherever it needs to go. But it is definitely going to save you in a pinch. If at high levels, it kicks a lot of ass. Like, you'll keep a push alive for a really long time with this. I like it a lot. Ultima can out-damage it depending on the unit. But we're seeing Ultima's not really seeing too much play anymore because of just the air meta and everything is really fast. And if you're not protecting him, it's just... It is what it is. Vixer17 says Burning G is S tier. Bro, it ain't not. Discord member tier list? Yeah, game rate F tier. No, I'm playing. You only use to heal yourself, Bob? Oh, man, you gotta use that on your pushes, brother. Is GBL so good, why isn't there GBL too? But, I think I feel more comfortable with this. There's gonna be a few more characters that are pulling up maybe ahead of Ultima this season. Ultima was in this spot last season, too. What tier would I say YouTube chat is? YouTube chat's probably B tier, mid. Playing the game about a month. This is very informative. Well, thank you, Liger. I have a lot of informative videos, so if you like them, stick around. GBL sweep. Desghidorah. I think Desghidorah is in the A tier somewhere. I think he's probably in front of Kiryu, especially with the air meta. The piercing is really good, and we've seen that with Ultraman, that the piercing is really solid. Desghidorah has... really good stats. His stats are actually better than Mecha King Ghidorah's, as if you have them at the same level. It just so happens that, you know, it's easier to get pieces for Mecha King Ghidorah than it is to get Desghidorah, but there is a lot of use for Desghidorah. My Desghidorah is almost level 10. I think he's like 9 or 9.5. I really like him a lot. Desghidorah ahead of Bio is what I'm being told. You're pulling an epic prank on your sister using her account. Epic prank. I'm usually taking them down quick with my pushes, so I haven't needed to heal them much. Got it. Desghidorah definitely an S tier, but bio. Your Biggie Smalls from the Discord? Well, thank you, Mr. Bombastic. I know Biggie Smalls didn't do the Mr. Bombastic song, but I'm just thinking of Biggie Cheese whenever I see Biggie Smalls. And Biggie Cheese sings Mr. Bombastic. Dez is good, but the problem is that getting pieces for him is hard. What tier would you say Giant Octopus? Giant Octopus is going to be S++ tier for sure. I do kind of want to put the Desghidorah in front of Bylante, but I just think for right now, Bylante's cost makes her better. Destroy a Larva is C tier. It was C tier last season. Maybe Destroy a Perfect Form is gonna buff them. I don't really know. But I lost my train of thought. I was on a roll here, you guys. I just fucking lost my train of thought trying to read chat and talk. Destroy a Larva is good if your opponent is not running anything with AoE. Unfortunately, there is a lot of AoE or piercing running around right now. Mecha King Ghidorah, Hedorah, Mothras, or the regular Mothra Mago, Ultraman, Earth, Desghidorah. There's just too much. If your opponent is caught off guard in a single target deck, they're going to run through them, but there's just too much AoE going around for them to be viable. I took them to level 30. Low-key, they actually really do slap at level 30. They have really good damage. But if they were cheaper, they would probably be all over the place, because they're really good at dealing with single-target attackers like Leo, like Batra. I'm like mid-burp. Like Leo, like Batra, like Fire Rodan, but there's just too much AoE. There's too much AoE for them to be viable. Sorry, but it is. Alright. This one, this is... I put this one at the bottom of A last season because of my personal biases. This season, this fucking thing is up there, man. This thing is cracked out. I don't think it's S, but it's definitely at the top of A. DT is S, and I refuse to accept anything lower than high A tier. 4 energy to move units around, get girth out of the way, AoE piercing. DT is the best effect utility in the game, good damage. Yeah, okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can pull Ultraman into leader attack range with Dimension Tide. You can pull units together with Dimension Tide and have AoE kill them all. You can have Ultraman's piercing kill them all. You can have Hedorah splash kill them all. There is so much AoE going around in the meta right now. Ultraman, Mecha King Hedorah, right? Biolantes even, you could say. Earth is seeing a lot more play. Using Dimension Tide to pull units into a cluster for an AoE or a piercing unit to kill them is a phenomenal strat. Do I think you need it in your deck, or it's like a must-have? I don't. I truthfully don't. I think you can have a good deck operate completely without it. And it definitely does add more to your deck. I'm leaving it at the top of A. I really don't think it's S. I think it's just at the top of A. I think S needs to be like reserved for some other units. But I'm trying to look through who else. I had in mind someone else was going to go to S. But I don't know. I don't think it's a must-have. I think it's just a high A for now. There's definitely an argument to be made for it to be S tier, though. So I'm putting it at the top of A this season. It's going at the top. Because it might as well be S, but I just don't think it's S, because I don't think if you put it in S... Or I think if you have it in your deck, obviously it's really good. But I don't think you need it. You kind of have to like run it with something. Like, I'm not putting Dimension Tide in a single target deck. I'm putting it in a deck with AoE. So it's like not something I'm building the deck around. It's something I'm using to build the deck. If that makes sense. Dorats are B. Dorats are not that good right now. But they're not terrible. You don't need Fire in your deck, who is also S. Yeah, but if you... Good fucking point there. I still don't think it is in the same tier as Fire Rodan, because Fire Rodan does the healing. Oh, you really fucking stumped me, huh? I don't think it's... I still don't think it's S. I don't think it's as good as having a Fire Rodan. But that is a really good point. You can Dimension Tide out of Fire Rodan's heals. You are right there as well. But if the enemy uses Fire Rodan, you want to use DT to pull it away from the enemy leader. Alright, fuck it. Fuck it. There's so much utility in it. It's going to the fucking S tier. Are you happy? Bottom of... I'm putting lower than Fire Rodan because I truly don't believe that it is better. But it is really good. Bio is A tier now. You remember when she was S? She hasn't been S for a little while. This is so stupid. I still don't really think you technically don't need Badger 2. Alright, listen, if we say you technically don't need anything, then you can make a deck out of whatever. But there are characters that are like a must-have in your deck, and I don't think Dimension Tide is, but you've made a case that like Fire Rodan really isn't either. But they're definitely a league above the best. But Dimension Tide, I mean, Dimension Tide is meta this season, guys. Like, with Ultraman running around, it's great. I'll give this one to you. I'll give this one to you. I really didn't want to let chat sway me, but I'll give this one to you guys. Alright. This one is going to make TS Dragon upset. For some reason, people believe that the energy base is like the pinnacle of technology in this game. I really don't think so. I really don't like the energy base. I don't. I don't like it. You don't need it. Especially in the meta today, where it's just gonna get fucking train bombed as soon as you drop it. Not worth it. It's not. I don't like it. It is an overrated unit, and if your deck requires energy base to function, and I continuously train bomb your energy base, and your deck can no longer function, here's the spoiler alert: your deck sucks. DT is gonna kill it. Train's gonna kill it. Mogera's gonna kill it. Kiryu's gonna kill it. There's a lot of Mogeras running around. There's a lot of Kiryus running around. Everyone has fucking trains this season, and everyone is using Dimension Tide. I don't know how so many people are using energy base. I was one-shot it with the trains. Someone would be sobbing in the corner. My experience gets targeted almost immediately. Yes. If your opponent has something that can target the energy base, it's going to be targeted immediately. If you drop your energy base for 5 energy, and then I use my trains for 3 to destroy your energy base, congratulations. I just won the initial energy race push at the beginning of the match. I don't think it's meta. I don't think it's A tier. It's nice to have, and it's going to take your deck to the next level for sure if it doesn't immediately get sniped. You might get 3 energy off, you might get 4 energy off. It's supposed to give you 8 energy, but not, in my experience, the last month and a half, I have not let one live to its fullest time, unless I just don't see it. The best place you could possibly put it is in one of the back corners, because then your opponent might not see it in the top UI. Listen up, chat. Sumeli wins everything. He will win every argument, 90% of matches and everything else, so don't waste your time arguing him. He will win, period. Well, I did technically lose the Dimension Tide debate, but it's whatever. We can ignore it like it never happened. But I don't think this is where I cancel out your energy base is going to get destroyed, but you're getting energy when you're using the energy. It should be like a 2 cost because you're getting energy, but you're using energy. Honestly, if you want to regain energy really fast, don't use the energy base. Just use Mecha King Hedorah as your leader, and just use his ability whenever you want. Your opponent can't train the ability. Your opponent can't Dimension Tide the ability. You just use Mecha King Hedorah and just shoot your energy up to 10. Wait like a minute and a half and do it again. Sunday has fallen for sure. Sunday is in the B tier this season. I still think it is kind of viable, but I think it might be at the bottom. It's only really good right now to do the Sunday stuns. Chad is saying, see, agreed, as Mecha King Hedorah's leader. Mecha should be your energy shooter. And putting the Sunday in the bottom of B. Last season, it was getting to the bottom. It was in contention with the Dorats. I still think it is decent for the 2 cost. If you want to Sunday stun, you can. And I think it is important to note that Toho says that the Sunday infinite stun is a feature, not a bug, which I don't agree. I don't think that's true. I think they're just saying that because they can't fix it. But because the Sunday is legal tender in the arena and the infinite stun is legal tender, I'm putting it in B. I don't think it's worth dropping to C just yet, because as Gaigan 04s get brought up and more units with stun get put out there, it can only get better, and we'll see more permalocks eventually, right? I don't think it's C material, but I think its shelf life is expiring, because without a really good unit to stun with it, fucking burped again. What the hell's going on? Without a good unit to pair with it, it's not going down. Or it's not going up, I'm sorry. Alright. This is one of the points of contention on the last tier list. I put G21 in C tier last season because you can't get pieces for him, and he's going to be getting weaker and weaker. That didn't sit well with the community. I got so much shit for it. So I will be judging G21 and Kong as if they were still in today's meta and as viable as anything else in this game. Considering that, I think he is at the top of the B tier. He's really solid. He's not at the toppest of the top of B tier, but he is really solid. There's a lot of units that are better than him. It's kind of hard. You got to escort him up. But I think he's B. I don't think he's A. He really hasn't ever been A, except for maybe the season that he was dropped in. He gets countered by any swarm, anything with multiple things, anything that's going to cancel his attack. Jet Jaguar 73 will cancel his attack, and it takes him a long time to get it started. So Jet Jaguar, being directly countered by Jet Jaguar 73 is not a good start. Okay? Manila counters him. Anything with a stun will counter him. Neronga will now counters him. Anything that is a multi-hit will counter him, and the most important thing is to stop his train of attack because it takes so long to start up. He's top of B. He'll probably be surpassed by other units. He doesn't knock him out of range. I'm pretty sure Jet Jaguar 73, while not knocking him out of range, will cancel his beam. He's just really easily counterable, and it's because his attack speed has such a slow start. If his TS Dragons show that it didn't, okay, well then it didn't. Either way, eventually he'll knock G21 out of range of whoever he's attacking. If G21 is attacking your leader and Jet Jaguar is down the field, he'll push him away eventually, right? It doesn't matter. Point being, he's going to get countered by a lot. He's going to be countered by a lot of shit in this game. Okay, so the JJ doesn't stop the beam, but he'll eventually push him away from being able to use the beam, correct? Yes or no? You can just Dimension Tide to pull him. Alright, so let's drop Jet Jaguar. You can use Dimension Tide to pull him away. You can use Manila to stop it. That's the end of the story, guys. The unit with the most counters in this game, arguably the unit with some of the most counters, is G21. The fact that any stun unit stops his beam is not good. Okay, so let's take away the JJ73 argument. M-Baw paired, the regular M-Baws counters him. Where do we go from there? JJ21 attack is most likely bugged, plus he can't be leveled. His attack isn't bugged. It's working as intended. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I'll tell you like how it is right now. There's a lot of cope in the chat right now, guys. There's a lot of cope in the chat. I promise you, he's not as good as you think he is. He has the potential for infinite damage, but he's just not up to snuff with the rest of A tier. I'm sorry, he's not. He's fun flavor to add to your deck, but he gets hard countered by three of the bronze units, and then the Dimension Tide. There's just you mean copium? Yeah, this is chat right now huffing the copium. Like, come on. Yeah, guys, come on. It's been 6 months. It's been 6 months since you're able to pull this guy. He's not as good as you say he is. I'm just not having it tonight. Okay. If anything, you should use him to kill a leader at low health. Wow, who would have thought using one of the units to kill a low health leader? Come on. You know that's not why we're here. Hedorah flying form is the bottom of C. It doesn't really do anything except evolve, which is great. So it just survives to evolve. We're moving on. There's really nothing you need to say there. You need a mocha frap. I don't even drink coffee, dude. I hate coffee. Hedorah C vibes and evolves. Yep, just a vibe. Bottom of C. Actually, you know what? I will say, in its defense, on defense, it can be solid because they upgraded the damage that the Cloud of Poop does under it. So that is actually pretty solid. Wait, Hedorah flying form does poison now? It always did. Hedorah flying form always did poison. It always did. It always hurt. That cloud underneath always hurt. Wait, Hedorah flying for poison. It can kill stuff. But I still don't think it's like insane. It's still gonna be in C tier no matter what. I'm just saying. But I might not be in the bottom of C. Comma Swarm gets C deleted by any AoE. Dude, I'm putting comma under Hedorah flying form, bro. The Comma Swarm. TS Dragon, why did you put Ultima in B last season? Yeah, TS, why? Yeah, TS, we're on a rampage tonight. Why did you put Ultima in B last season? Huh? But, the fact that this Kamakura Swarm is going to get killed by the Hedorah flying form is not good. So, I'm putting it below them. Hedorah just vibes, copes in the corner against losing chat arguments. But this Kamakurus is A tier. I'm putting this Kamakurus over here, man. If Comet Swarm was 4, I wouldn't be against running it. If Comet Swarm was lower than what it was... If Comet Swarm was lower than what it was, it would probably be worth running. But the stats are not as good, I think, as the regular Kamacuras. So I'm putting the regular Kamacuras up there for 2 is really solid. If you could get that full swarm for 3, that would be fantastic. Watch the video, I explain it. Mainly terrestrial sucks. Bro. Alright. Well, listen, TS. Listen, you see my tier list? I put the evolution units on my tier list. Okay? I'm not combining units. We're viewing it like individually here. So you gotta keep that in mind. So if you want... TS actually does have... I'm not trying to shit on TS. TS actually has a really good tier list. But I'm just saying. I think if you separate them, Ultima is high up. Spencer's commas, normal S, there's no better instant defense for 2 costs. They go in any deck, insane DPS, they can distract every single target unit. Yep. Really good. Really, really good. King Caesar is B tier. I think he is really solid. Julia hates you, Rip. King Caesar is B tier. He is pretty good. He's getting outclassed by Leo hard this season. Hard. Right? I lost my train of thought. Why do I pronounce Kamacuras like that? How do you want me to say it? How do you want me to say these names? Melee pronounce the kaiju names challenge difficulty impossible, bro. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know any of this shit, bro. It's all Japanese names. You think I know the difference in Kamacuras? I said comma right? Yeah, let's fucking go, baby. But Caesar's pretty good. Back on topic. I like him. He's getting outclassed by Leo this season because Leo can hit air. Caesar's alright. He's not bad. He's not the evolution killer that he used to be. But he's still pretty good. He's still viable. That's why my audio glitched out. So you said that Kissie's outclassed by Leo and even Gaigan 04 is still good, but it hurts some. Yeah. Alright. King Hedorah is B tier. King Hedorah is the top of B because now he's an evolution unit and his evolution is better. You say King Hedorah and Mecha King Hedorah are B tier because they're not worth 7 costs in your opinion. They need a stat buff or a nerf or cost reduction. I think I put both of them in high B last time. So I'm thinking about doing it again. But I have been running Mecha King Hedorah in my main deck this season more than Ultimus. Shocker. And I'm getting a lot of mileage out of him. And I think the reason is because he's been in the game since day 1, and people have him at a really good level. King Hedorah doesn't have the stats to be worth 7 costs. MKG is just a worse as Ghidorah, so low A. Yeah. I think I was a little harsh on Mecha King Hedorah last season because I was salty about the nerf. But you get a little bit of extra damage with him, whatever. It makes him at least better than King Hedorah. And being the top of B means Mecha King Hedorah is probably going to be A. Fuck it. Let's just put him in the bottom of A while we still can. I think he's better than Hedorah. But I don't think he's any higher than that. I think that's probably a good spot to put him. He's decent. I still think Ultima is better than him. They used to be neck and neck, but now I still think Ultima is better. And the list is just coming like this, right? So Dez is going to surpass him. Dez is probably going to get past Ultima. Kiryu is probably going to pass Ultima at some point. It's just the fact that, again, in the meta, most players will probably have something like Ultima or King Hedorah higher than Dez Ghidorah and Kiryu because Ultima and King Hedorah have been in the game a lot longer. King Hedorah is the perfect 6-cost unit, but they're lazy to bring the other costs, 6 costs to 4. So yeah, I don't know why they changed King Hedorah from an 8 to a 6 and then to a 6 to a 7. They should have just, when they added Mecha King Hedorah, made King Hedorah back to 6 cost and then Mecha for 7 and changed, upped his health by like 150 and upped his damage by 150, called it a day. And if they didn't nerf Mecha King Hedorah's speed, he would have been like at the top of A probably. But we're moving on. Markalite Cannon, I think, is probably in the bottom of C tier. I don't really like Markalite Cannon. It is... people are going to make the argument. Before Chad even gets on my ass... and says that Markalite is faster than Godzilla Earth. Why is Godzilla Earth more viable? Bruh, Godzilla Earth moves. Godzilla Earth fucking walks. He attacks. He has a huge amount of health. This thing just stands still and dies. He just stands still and dies. Yeah, Godzilla Earth doesn't get one shot by train. Spence says it. There you go. It's decent. It's not amazing. It's alright. The Embob base, I actually think, is pretty good. You said Markalite D tier too expensive will get hit 2 hits in low HP outranged. I think it's at the top of D or at the bottom of C, but I think I'm going to leave it at the bottom of C. It's kind of where it's always been floating around. I challenge you to coffee again on your next special. You cannot spit it out, and you must do it on a beach with a bunch of cute girls. Your fiance must be on camera too. I don't really want to do that. I'm not really concerned with my fiance being with me on a beach full of cute girls. Listen, I'm a catch, right? I'm not worried. I just don't want to drink the coffee, man. I don't like coffee. It tastes like shit. It's bean water, bro. It's just terrible. I don't like it. It's gross, dude. Nasty. But, Melee check memes in Discord. Oh, God. Is this a battle line meme? Memes. Is it me? Oh, I'm not going to play this right now. But I see that it is me, so I'll check it out later. But the Emblem base is really good. It's really good as a distraction if you have it leveled enough. If you're trying to make a stall deck, it is really good. You can infest the board. What is it you say? Emblem base is good for the amount of units it infests the field with. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Turkey Halo here. I saw his comment before I started talking. If it goes unprotected, it will pump out a lot of units. If you're, it does fall into the same boat as the energy base. However, if you were to use 2 facilities, like the energy base and the Embob base, and you put them on opposite squares, your opponent would have to pick which one to go after. I think Embob base can provide more utility to your team, because I am more inclined to use my trains on the ERB than I am for the Embob base. I'm not worried about a few extra M-balls on the field that are going to get taken out with AoE. I'm more worried about letting my opponent get more energy, which I guess could be an argument for why ERB is better, but that also makes ERB more of a target for the trains. Anything is good if you like it. Well, I don't fucking like it. I don't like it. Only problem is that it can't go in water. I would put it behind your leader so it comes from the side. Yeah, I mean, not going in water is not great, but it also means that units that are in water aren't really going to hit it too often, right? I like drinking mercury, therefore I like drinking sulfuric acid. I think everyone should. The regular Embob pair, though, I don't think is that good anymore. I used to think really highly of it. I think it's just alright now. It's in the C tier. They're stun locking some units if you get lucky enough. I don't really think they're too incredible these days. But they're decent if you want to run it. It's not a terrible investment early on, but they fall off really, really fast. Mechagodzilla definitely has fallen a lot. Mechagodzilla is just the epitome of a okay unit. Like, he is just good at everything, but not... Or, like, he's okay at everything. He's not particularly good at one thing. So, he is going into the C tier because the more units that drop that do, like, crazy things is just going to build up, and it's going to make him go down without some significant changes. Mecha G is still mid, but level 40 is actually pretty good. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Let me crank all my coins into this one character, get level 40 for him to be good, bro. He's like aggressively okay. Same with Rodan 64. I should break a record with the most soda drank during a 2-hour period on my next special. Bro, I am not in the business of vomiting on my special. But our next special is going to be the Smash or Pass stream for Battleline characters, and that's going to be at 3,000, and we are at 2,700 and something. Sorry, I was answering a message. Anguirus is really good. I don't know if you can hear it. My fiance is calling our dog through the camera in the living room and throwing treats at him through the furbo. But we are putting Anguirus in the B tier. He is a mid, or no, he's like a high B. Anguirus, you say Mega has really fallen. She's still pretty good, but there's nowhere near as good as she used to be. Yeah, she used to be an A tier, like a mid A tier, but she's in the B now. Especially in this current meta with flying units, she could be really good. And I'll raise you this point. I'll raise you this point right here. Hold on, I'm getting a text. He is in the bedroom. Going back to what I was going to say. Anguirus, I'm putting her in high B because Ultraman this season is everywhere. And he can't be stunned, but he can be slowed. And she'll slow him and she'll beat him up. And she's really good at countering Ultraman this season. Definitely a bunch of flying units. I've seen so many flying units in the game, and every single game that turns food for... Yeah. Had to close my door. But yeah, Anguirus is like high A. I would say, or I'm sorry, not high A, high B this season, just because she's a pretty good counter to Ultraman. But she's not like meta or anything. She's not as good as she once was. Manila B, just worse. Anguirus. I don't know. I don't know if Manila is... If Manila is B, he's like up here somewhere. But I still think Manila... God, I don't know. I think Manila drops this season because we have Ultraman. I mean, Ultraman immediately makes all ground units, and not all ground, all units with stuns immediately a little bit worse. Manila can hit the air units. Manila is 2 cost. He has a stun. He has the 3rd best range in the game. Manila's range is tied with Ultraman. But his kicker is with his range and stun, he's really good. With all of the Ultramen running around who cannot be stunned, who have the same range as Manila, they basically start canceling out the Manilas. Manila has been dropping in place for a few seasons now. I still think he's very good. I run him in my main deck. I like him a lot. Because of the stun immune, he drops just by nature of being immediately countered. Manila is sort of falling off. He's still very good, but he's not as good as he was. How is Manila even good? If you don't understand why Manila's good, then I can't help you. Then I can't help you with this game. But for 2 cost, yeah, 2 hits murder him. It's not about his health, dog. He has the 3rd best range in the game. What did we say at the beginning of the stream, everyone? All right, class, say it with me. Range is the most important stat in the game, and he has one of the best. He's tied for 3rd best range with Ultraman. The only units that have better range than Manila is Ultima and Super X. And it's a stun. And for 2 cost. A stun for 2 cost is incredible. with his range is fantastic. He's a really good unit. It doesn't matter what his health is if the things that's supposed to kill him is not even reaching him. Missiles suck this season, guys. Missiles are bad. D tier. But if I pull a Batra Fire Rodan combo, Manila isn't saving you. That depends. If you're using Fire Rodan Batra, yeah, my Manila isn't going to save me if it's just my Manila. But if I have Super X or Ultima and Manila, and I can use a stun on one of your characters before they even come close, and then another character comes in the way, I'm chilling. If I stun your Fire Rodan with Manila from a mile away, and then my targets start targeting Batra first, I just won that push because your Fire Rodan isn't going to be healing that Batra. You're stunning them for that split second that's going to give you extra damage, bro. If you can't understand why Manila is good, I can't help you win this game. I'm sorry. It's a fact. You're doing it for the stun. For the long-range stun. There is no stun in this game better than his, except for Gigan 04, and even that, he has to get really close. Manila can do it from far away. Sorry. If you don't understand that, then I cannot help you. Who were we even on? The missiles were bad. Mog is, God, Mog is pretty good. Mog is pretty good this season, you guys. Where did I place him on the last season? I have the previous tier list pulled up, just so I know where I have everyone for comparison to the last one. I don't even see him. Mog, I have him in B tier, in the high B tier. I don't really think Mog's position in the tier list has changed. However, I will say that he is super fucking annoying to have to deal with, but you always have Anguirus on deck, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to put him in the B tier this season. I think he's a little bit better than Megaguirus. He's really easy to get out on the field. He does a lot of damage. He could be decent in a push. He's going to keep the enemy leaders thinking about whatever. Like, you know, oh, I've got to have to defend. As soon as I see the first Mogera, I'm always in the back of my mind, like, I can't use my Kamakuras for offense. I have to keep them on defense just in case. Same with Kuryus. So they add, like, a whole new aspect to the game, being able to be placed anywhere. I really like it a lot. So I'm going to put him in the high B tier. He's definitely not terrible. He's not as good as he used to be. But I will say, with a lot of 4-star leaders running around, people are trying to do challenges for Ultraman leader. I was doing them for Kong leader. People doing it for Shin leader. And he'll eat up the 4-star leaders for sure. No questions asked. Mothra Larva is C tier. She just exists pretty much to evolve. Her stun is pretty good. With the... Spence even said it right there. Mothra Larva can permanently stun with the... Sunday, but you're not really using your Mothra on offense, so I'm putting her in the C tier. But if you manage to build a stun deck with her, she'll be really good until she evolves. And I don't know why Mothra Larva goes before, or I guess they uploaded this in alphabetical order, and Larva then Leo is good. That reminds me of how OP Mogera was in the Roblox game called Kaiju Universe based. Kaiju Universe. Now guy can boost Mothra Larva into the front lines. I'll just do this regular Mothra. To go with it. I think regular Mothra is like just okay. She's not like overpowered. She's like mid. She has pretty good. She has like a small AoE. She's got good DPS. Her and Batra is pretty deadly, but she's not the best Mothra this season. Regular Mothra is good at high level. She's insane. I mean, but compared to everything else on in the A tier at high levels, it's not really that's good. This season, Leo blew up, as 73X says. And that's true. Leo got a nice little chunk of buffs. It didn't do anything crazy, but it was just enough. And now Leo is the ultimate counter to Ultraman, in my opinion. This season, because we're going by this season's tier list, Mothra Leo is at the top of A. I am fully confident that Mothra Leo is at the top. Dare I say higher than Anguirus. This is Mothra Leo's season, baby. He is going crazy this season. Mothra Leo is going nuts. It's not a must-have. Leo's high A, great stats and charge, but can get distracted by a lot of things. But, you're lying, she does plus. No, Mothra Leo is crazy. Did I know Mothra Leo is a him? Yep, that's why I refer to him as a him. Mothra Leo is ridiculous. Mothra Leo is crazy. I really like him in decks. I am maybe wanting to even say better than Psychic Chorus this season. just because of the Ultraman counter. I think he's really good. I kind of want to put her ahead of Anguirus, but I'm not going to. But this is probably accurate, I think. You can negate Leo with Comms or Manila, yes. I mean, you can do the same with Caesar as well. But the fact that Mothra Leo got a stealth, not a stealth boost, got a good buff, and can hit oh god, what's his name? Ultraman is ridiculous. It's wild, right? Rodan is... I had him at the bottom of B last season. I think I might put him at the top of C this season. Rodan 6 was borderline D because 2-shot my bathroom, not worth the cost. Listen, I said this last season, I said it this season before, I say it again. Rodan 64 is one of the first units you get in the game, right? Fire Rodan is meant to show the players what a flying unit can be, not what a flying unit should be. Same with Mecha Godzilla is what a ground unit can be, not what a ground unit should be. Rodan 64 is just okay at a lot of things, but not particularly good at anything. It has been moving down from... It's always been a B unit, has been moving down slowly to C, and with more characters that come that hit air, more characters that are in the air, it's going to go down and down and down. He's just a mid unit. If you're using him really well, it's because your levels are really good. But in the grand scheme of all of these characters, he's just not it, Chief. I promise you. Lower than Mechagodzilla 93. At least Mechagodzilla doesn't get two-shotted. Oh, you're right. Mechagodzilla is actually pretty tanky. All right. Last season, we put Space Godzilla in the A tier, and I stand by that. Space Godzilla, I still think, is in the A tier. I think he's probably somewhere right over here. I'm going to put him right here. His buff is pretty good. I like it a lot. I mark my words, and you can clip this for all I care. Mark my words. As soon as Batra gets nerfed, if his attack boost gets nerfed, you're immediately going to see every fucking person who plays this game and their mother run Space Godzilla. Everyone is going to run Space Godzilla as soon as Batra gets nerfed, because they do pretty much the same thing, except Space Godzilla can always have his buff up. As long as those crystals are up, he's buffing. It's not like Batra. Batra is really good for a push. Space Godzilla stalls really well. He buffs the entire time he does it. It's crazy. He's really good. He's on the rise too, with more and more levels put into him. There's a ton of them at like level 15 running around in the arena. He's very solid. If you don't want to run Batra, you can run him, right? He's not an amazing substitute, but he's a pretty good one. And he's he's actually one of the only 3 characters that provides an attack boost actively. The other 2 is Jaguar 73 and Batra. Make Space Godzilla 5 with Batra and he'll be yes. Yes. I agree. You could leave Space Godzilla exactly the same, take 1 energy away, he's S tier. Space Godzilla is going to be B, it's going to be S plus tier soon as Batra gets a nerf. Yeah, 100%. Mark my words. Unless they add, for whatever reason, Giant Octopus, gets like a 50% attack boost to everyone on the field or everyone in water. Like, the range is the best stat in the game, but then your attack is next, right? You need to have a lot of damage. And he's going to give it. Or maybe attack speed is the best as after that. But regardless, he'll give you a good distraction, a good attack. He's coming up. We placed him really low a while ago when the Biolantes were everywhere. Now that Biolantes aren't everywhere, he is very, very solid. We don't know what Giant Octopus' attacks are going to be like, or Destroy's attacks are going to be like. So, he might drop next season. But this season, he's really good. Giant Octopus getting Ultima's range and a 250% attack buff, correct? Alright. This one hurts my soul to even consider. Try to talk like Moist Critical. Hey everyone, it's Moist Critical. We're talking about the train bombs today. The train bombs, I think, are a super stinky, poopy unit, and if you use them on the leader, it's not a good time. It's really dishonorable. I don't like it. But obviously, these are the really good ability to use in the game. That is, really diarrhea, poopy, stinky. I don't like it. I hate it, but this is it's gonna get placed in the high A this season. I think it is very good at countering energy base. Trains is somewhere over here. Trains is somewhere over here. This season. Trains and Dimension Tide is really good. I kind of want to put trains like here. Trains are S. Can't believe you said it, bro. It ain't it. They're not S. Train bombs suck, but at least they aren't E or B. The trains tie with Psychic Chorus as a trade-off. It like hurts my soul to put the trains like anywhere above Ultima. You know that, right? Do that the entire video now. Hey everyone, it's Critical. I'm gonna be selling my voice to play some games, to play some Godzilla games. This one is pretty good. This is really a real holler, real stinker, if you will. Trains above Bio for you. Yeah, I don't think trains are as high up as Psychic Chorus. I think the trains are probably where I had them originally, which is like right here. Also, the super chat is like so delayed on the stream, but it's fine. We're chilling. Thank you, Mason. As always, shout out to Mason for the 2 Beanos. Thank you. All right. I gotta get a drink of water. We're gonna open up some Yu-Gi-Oh cards on stream. No. I'm like dying because of the Charlie voice. $2 to that destroy I sent you, Dorrit Smug. Dude, Spence, I want to buy that destroyer so badly that you just sent me. You have no idea how bad I want it. But I also want that Kong, which is a lot cheaper. It's like 90. But most importantly, there's Godzilla Battle Line merch coming out next week. And the shipping from Japan is going to be like $20. And I'm planning on buying one of everything from the Godzilla store and then making a video reviewing it all for the first merch drop. There is merch. Yes, if you guys didn't see my video from maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, there's going to be Godzilla Battle Line merch, official merch. Apparently, according to some sources I have in Japan, they say that there is already Godzilla Battle Line merch in Japan and not available online, and it's just like the black shirts with the logo on it. However, on July 29th, when the new season starts, they're going to be officially available to buy on the Godzilla store's website through Buy, and you can have it sent to anywhere else, like at the US, right? We don't know what's going to be in it, but it's probably going to be, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be shirts, keychains, posters, stickers. And there's going to be a poster of that art print that was made with Shin Godzilla Destroy and Giant Octopus, so I gotta buy it and put it up, like right there or something, right? But I already know I don't fit in Japanese style shirts. I've bought shirts from Japan, and I'm like wide, right? I'm not like fat, I'm like wide, right? So they're not going to fit me. I got to get like a double XL or a triple XL. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to be just like ripping out of those things, or maybe I can have like my fiance try them on or something. Apparently there's dog apparel. So if there's any dog shirts, I'll get them for Miller and have him test it out. But if there's keychains, anything, stickers, I'm going to get it all. Ideally buy one of everything. If there's like shirts that are just the black logo and it's like a sweatshirt with just the on the breast pocket area, like the logo, sweatshirt and shirt, I'm just gonna pick one. I'm not gonna buy both of them. But like the unique items like posters and stuff, I'm probably gonna buy it all and then do like a review on it. But now back to the tier list. I'm not fat either, just wide. I'm like wide, dude. I'm not like fat wide. I'm like wide. Like I'm like Hassan wide. I'm not like as wide as him, but I'm like look at my shoulders, dude. GBO meme review when? I don't know, maybe when you people in the Discord get funny. Bro, most mid-ass memes I ever seen in my life are in the fucking Discord. Nah, you guys are pretty funny. But we'll do a meme stream later. I'm not fat. I'm Kronk wide, bro. We're like Kronk. We're like built different. G89 is in the B tier this season. He's been in the B tier for a little while. He's not totally bad. But he is not amazing. Zip says it best in the chat. When the air meta started, he dropped off. I mean, he's also countered by comms, which is not great. Low B, maybe even high C, can take an enemy by surprise at the beginning. No, I think he's still solid B tier. G89 is A tier. What do you mean? Damn, Samurai. There's a reason I'm making these tier lists and you ain't. Remember when a bunch of people bullied me off GBL memes? Mason, I'm about to bully you off of GBL memes. G89 is still really good with Gigan, rushing, and kids, but gets shredded by air units. There's a lot you can do to make him worth running. It's just a little bit difficult. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. I don't like it. He's dropped down a lot. He's still good. He's just not as good as he was, unfortunately. He has great health. He has great damage, but he's just getting overrun with the units that he can't hit. Everyone point at Laugh and Mason. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not actually encouraging bullying here. Only I can bully. Super X. Super X is in an interesting position. Super X is still really good. It has fallen a little bit because of Ultraman, but it's still really good. And listen, a lot of you guys are gonna be like, a lot of you guys are gonna say, oh, Super X fell off, Ultraman's better. Next season, when all of you guys have a level 1 or 3 Ultraman or level 2 Ultraman running around, some of you are gonna put Super X back in your deck. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. Super X is only outclassed this season by Ultraman because 99% of players are renting out an Ultraman that's way better than their Super X's are at level 30. Super X is better. Super X is better than you think it is, and it's only falling off because Ultraman is cracked right now. Really good. Everyone running Ultraman these days. Where are you from? 18.8 to 33? I don't get the joke. People are running Ultraman because you can rent him. Poll in the chat right now, everybody. What level is your Ultraman? I'm going to ask the question right now. What level is your Ultraman? And we're going to add some options. Okay? We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'll do 4 or plus. Okay. Mason, no, don't do that. Poll. Don't do that. I'm not actually encouraging bullying here. What is happening? Only I can bully. What is going on over here, you guys? What is happening? Do you see this? Scott, what is going on? Super X is in an interesting position. I don't know what's happening. Super X is still... I think the poll just fucked up my stream, you guys. I don't know what's happening. It has fallen a little bit because of properties, because of stream tier list. Did I click something off that was supposed to be clicked on? I have no idea. But it's still really good. And listen, a lot of you guys are going to be like, you guys see anything crazy? A lot of you guys are going to say, looking in an alternate universe, bro, like, what is happening? I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. I don't know what is happening next season when all of you guys have a level 1 or 3 Ultraman or level 2 Ultraman running around. And if I remove this, it still stays, bro. What is... You're going to want... Bro, I turned on instant replay. How the fuck did I just turn on the instant replay feature? What the fuck? Alright, so 36% of the chat says that their Ultraman is going to be level 4 or higher. But let's keep going. Bro, okay. 68 people in here. We have only 29 votes, you guys. Get your votes in. I want to know what level your Ultraman is going to be at the end of the season. We have a lot of people who are going to end up with level 1 Ultraman. Not a lot with level 2. Decent amount with levels 3 or 4 or higher. So, okay. What level? Okay, now what level are you guys renting your Ultramans at? Answer me that. 36%. 36% of chat is capping. I'm kidding. My people be capping. Look, level 1 is overtaking level 4. What level are you renting your Ultramans right now? 5, 10, 4, 7. Your Spence is rented at 10. Renting at 8. Renting at 4, 10, 5. Okay. I'm telling you. Shouldn't this be tiered as if all units are similar levels? This is. But I'm telling you. But it is, but it's not, because we have to take into account for the rent features, obviously, because this is for the season. So to ignore the fact that a unit can be rented would be not great, because that actually does hold a lot of weight for a particular season. Okay, I'm moving on. What I'm trying to say is Super X has fallen off this season because Ultraman is everywhere. It's still really good, and it's going to see a lot of play next season again. It's just that actually pulled him so it's not rented. You can rent at a higher level even if you pull the character. I'm ending the poll. But true season tier list, lol, you're bad. Yeah, this is true season tier list. 40 votes, that's like 90, that's like 70% of the chat or whatever. That's pretty decent numbers. Okay, moving on. Gigan is the top of the D tier, dude. Gigan's fucking terrible. I hate him. He's not good. He's not good. And I'm about to... My game's crashing. My screen's crashing. Gigan can't curse me in this bitch. Gigan is not good. Like Bomber, he has no way to defend himself. And the only reason he's better than Bomber is because he does more damage and has better health. So he has more survivability, but he doesn't help at all with anything. Super X is falling off because of how many options there are for other 5-cost flyers, but Ultraman, Fire, Rodan, Leo, Omega is still better options for the same, but still good choices. I still think Super X is up here for sure, and I'm pretty sure Pew said to replace your Super X with Ultraman. Who said that, Bibby Pew? I said it first, by the way. But this season, yes, because he's going to be better. But when your Ultraman is lower than level 5, your Super X is going to be doing more damage. So it's just like how you want to pair it on your team. So there's going to be a lot of Super X's returning to play. Especially for people who don't have Ultraman, Super X is still an extremely viable option to upgrade. Just saying. Jet Jaguar Singular Point... Jaguar Singular Point is in the B tier. I think he's like right over here somewhere. He is really good. He has higher DPS than Biollante. It's just that he's getting rinsed by everything in the air, man. That's literally his weakness. Zip says B tier. Since Super X is seeing less play right now, at least for me, his shield is really useful now and has the highest DPS any ground unit as long as Bio's in the water, but he still can hit air. Yeah, you can have the highest DPS in the game, but if the characters you're meant to be attacking you can't even hit, it doesn't matter. Batra, Fire Rodan, all that stuff. He is slowly making a comeback after the Biollante nerf. I almost said birth. But he can't hit air. Not making a comeback anytime soon. Kong. Kong is a B unit. And Kong has been C in our last few seasons because I was rating him based on his performance. I think he is really solid. He would be a really good alternative to G89 if G89 was... I mean, if Kong was less energy, it's because you can't, like, at the moment, G9 is a better version of Kong, but if Kong costs less, he would do what 89 does, you know? All I'm saying is Kong is a lot better than you think, especially using him for as long as I have. He's at least A tier. Do my boy justice? No. No. Comics, what level is your Kong? For the chat, what level is your Kong? He's good. Don't get me wrong. You say he's below JJ Singular Point? That is fair. He usually was in the C tier and we move him up. I'll put him like right here. Your Kong is 13? Well, that's why he's doing good, comics. I'll put him right there. This seems about right. I was a little conflicted with putting him with G21 like that. 855. Hour 26. All right. We're speed running the rest of this. I got somewhere to be. But we're going to knock it out. G54 is a decent unit. He is... Last season, I put him in the B tier, and I think that still stands. He's really decent. You say G54 is A tier. He's hard to get all the Godzillas. I think he's B tier because it is hard to get all the Godzillas. He is a really, really good unit. You see G54 is A, so he's so good in stat and transformation-wise. I don't think he's that good right now because of you need to upgrade so many other units. I don't think he's A tier material. I think him alone is A tier material. But it's kind of difficult to use a character when he relies on so many other moving pieces to function properly. The Resurrection, it's a great mechanic. It's really good. Getting Kiryu for 4 cost is amazing. Getting Burning for 3 is really good. You have to have good levels on them for it to be good. 54 is A. He's hella good and can do serious work against all flyers. And if you're a consistent player, you'll have others high. If you're a consistent player is the key word there. If you're not a consistent player, you're renting out really low-level characters. The last thing you want on the battlefield is a low-level character that is lower than anything else. I understand there's a lot of love for him. Even at 5+ for the other Gojis, he does well. I'm just saying, you guys aren't moving my opinion on this. He's not going to A on this tier list. I'll put him here above Mega Gearus because I do agree that he's really good for anti-air. But in the grand scheme of things, the fact that you have to also be upgrading all of these other units is not great. I'm just saying. Practically is not great. Moving on. Gigan 04. Gigan 04, I think, is probably somewhere over here in the B tier. He's like right around here, I think. Gigan 04 needs levels, but a DPS machine. You think he's A tier? G54 is way better than Mogera, dude. It's just better. I disagree. I disagree at the moment. I don't think he's better than Mogera at the moment. Good list, Melee. Second best one on YouTube. I'm fucking... Get out of here, TS. Go get your YouTube. I'm putting you in timeout. Get out of here, fucking TS. Gagan 4 Sogi is the best flanker and lead distraction. Great stun, good DPS and range. Chains make him amazing. Low A. He is definitely a really good unit. I want to put him maybe here. I don't know. I don't want to put him in A. I haven't seen any in the arena anywhere that have given me any trouble. Except for, like if they're Sunday stunning me. I don't agree. I don't agree that G54 is A this season, and I don't agree that the Gigan 04 is A this season because of how much the flyers are like in control, especially with Ultraman being immune to stun. I've been stripping with him and he's only level 5. I agree with you. He's very good, and he will continue to get better and better. I don't think that he is A tier this season. He is being mean. You're number 3rd best tier list maker. Bro, I'm the number 3? Who else is making fucking tier lists on YouTube? I'll have words with them. Listen, both your 54 and Kiryu are 10, and your Burning is a 7. So in your opinion, he's A if that helps. No, it doesn't help. But I respect that you guys want him to be in A. I don't agree with you that he's A this season. I don't. Kids, obviously S+ tier. Kids is bad this season. Kids has a good idea behind it, a good effect. I really do enjoy it. Kids is the most slept on unit. Nobody expects the Kids in rank 65, so pairing him with G89 and Gigan Lead makes your opponent drop defense for Gigan Rush. You can just use Kids and win low B. I don't think Kids is B. I understand that you can pull some sneaky maneuvers, but the fact that you're wanting to put it in B because your opponent doesn't expect it, because no one uses it, doesn't mean to me that it should be higher than D. It just means that it's so bad that people don't expect when you use it, right? I think just Kids would be great the way it is if it was like a 3 cost. or like a 4 cost. I think it's just too expensive, and that's why no one's running it. There's so many other really good options for 6, for 5, 6, 7, that there's no reason to run kids. If it was lower, like trains at 3 or Dimension Tide at 4, kids would see a lot more play, I promise you. But because it's just about the energy race, and kids is not it. Kids is not it. Kids react to these nuts, dude. This shit sucks. It's in the D section for D's nuts. Got him. Forgot that kid is in the game, unless you're pulling from the maps. There you go. Alright, Earth. This is the big boy, the big kahuna of the season, dog. Earth is moving up. Dude, Earth is fire this season, bro. Earth is cracked. Even post his skin being actually broken and doing 3 times the damage. Earth is really, really good. And I'm making a declaration right here to those of you who are not in the know, who are not in the comments section, who are not on Reddit, who are not in my Discord especially. Earth meta is coming. You are about to see a crazy amount of Earths start entering the arena. There are going to be girths everywhere soon. He is so fucking good. He always has been good, and we've ranked him really low because of his levels. He's now available to purchase in the store. You are going to see a ton of Earths. He's immune to stun. He has pierce. He has a ton of damage. He has a ridiculous amount of health. And he gets that all very low levels. Earth is going to be meta. It might not happen next month. It might not happen the month after that. You're going to see him this year before the year's over. He's everywhere. You will see it. He is really, really, really good. People aren't using him because they don't have the levels on him or they don't know how to use him at the moment. He's insane. Girth is crazy. Up. He's going way up on the list. Jet Jaguar. D tier, dog. Jet Jaguar 73 sucks ass. He could be better. Don't really know what would make him better. But this karate chop action is not it, Chief. Not a big fan of it at all. I wish he was better. There's a lot working against him, man. He fucking... It's too late for me to put him in S tier. The bit has passed, dude. It's over. But he's D tier for sure. I mean, there's use cases for him at high tier, high level, if you have him at a high level, but compared to all these other units, it's not it. He ain't the move. Although his pre-evolution is actually not that bad. You can push it. I'll put him like right over here. You can push it because it doesn't count as a spell. It counts as a unit on the field. So if you put him in front of Girth, Girth will push him and then he'll eat shots and he'll die. You mainly just want to keep the pre-evolution alive and let it die in combat so that you can always re-up it. And then as soon as you evolve, you like are out of a unit pretty much. Pre-evolution is fine for the buff and you can move it around. It's not that good otherwise. JJ73 flying is C tier, is just like Batra. It's just like Batra but worse. Alright. Shin Godzilla tier list. Pre-Evo still pretty bad. Very bottom of B. Yeah, it's like alright over here. I think the tier, I mean, somewhere along here. I'll put it here for you. I'll put it here for you guys. Because anywhere between like in this area is what I wanted for it. Now the Shin Godzilla brothers are an interesting dilemma. Because I think that they're all pretty good. Okay. I think, so you say Kamada-kun S, Shinagawa-kun D, Shin C, low B. I think Kamada-kun is somewhere in the B tier. This is so annoying. 'Cause they're all like, it's so weird. I hate having to rank them. Shin Godzilla, we put him in C tier. I think he goes like right around here. Most likely. He just sort of lives to evolve. It takes him a little while to evolve. I think he might be the hardest to evolve more than Terrestris, by the way. Just saying. This form of Ultima, I think, is just like at the bottom of B tier, because it's so weird. Like, he'll just stand in place and evolve. and it's not great in the middle of the battlefield, but if he dies and you have him in your hand, you just drop him behind your leader and you guarantee the evolution, so it's fine. It's fine like that. Ultima, or not Ultima, I'm sorry, Shin Godzilla, I don't really think is it either. I think he's like, should go with some of the worst range in the game. It's like the market, but with no range and bad damage. Yeah, but you don't really need it to do anything like that. You can just stick it behind your leader and it'll survive. This Shin, I don't know where Shin would be. For everyone in here saying that Shin Godzilla is A tier, just stop. He's not. He's really not, I promise you. He has great AoE, but that single target damage against ground units is fucking killing him, dude. It is so bad. It is not good. The 3-stage evolution isn't helping him either. I don't think he's worse than Emboss, though. I'm not going to put him down here. I think he's, like, right around here somewhere. He's not great. He works well for you as a leader. I'm happy for you. This is not talking about leaders in this tier list. He's somewhere in the B tier. I'm not really quite sure where he lands just yet, but he's not it. He ain't the move. I don't like it. He needs some kind of buff or something to help him out. I think they should just drop the different attack against ground units and make him only do the AoE, and he would be much better. It's just a pain in the ass to get him. Haven't used Neronga in rank because levels and predicting he's B or A tier. Yeah, you're right. I had the high hopes for Neronga more than Ultraman when the season was announced. Neronga is in the B tier. I'll put him like around here somewhere. I hate this that I have the render like this all cut up. I gotta redo the tier list with new renders. Like, I mean, the Shin Godzilla ones could be better. Neronga is like mid B. He's really good for the stunning. The invisibility is also kind of cracked. He's really slow and he doesn't have great damage. He's not something that you're starting a push with. He is something that you're just adding to a push for like survivability. He can basically taunt if he comes out of stealth and stuns and then they attack him. He's going to get the first hit in a battle all the time because he's stealth and the other opponents aren't going to hit him. He's counterable by like Anguirus or Dorats or something that can get right up on him and uncloak him. As soon as he's uncloaked, he's a sitting duck, right? He's going to get... If you keep posting Microwave Shin in the chat, I'm just going to mute you. Because it's spamming. But he is just not it. Neronga is just not it. I had really high hopes for him, but he's just kind of mid at this point. The stun's really good. He's always going to get the first hit in a push, but it's all right. He's not anything to write home about. If you want to upgrade him, go for it. Mine just hit level 19 today. I like him a lot, actually, in the arena, but he's not necessary. He's just like, all right. All right, you guys. I hate to say it, but, man, this season has just been so disappointing. Ultraman is just not it either. I had really high hopes that he would be good. You'd think with his insane range, you'd think with his insane flying and ground going back and forth, you'd think that with his stun resistance, with his piercing, with his speed, he would be mid. But he's just the worst unit this season, man. He is just not good at all. Obviously, we're fucking fooling you, bros. He's an S+ tier. He is pretty much the reason we added the S+ tier to this list, dude. Ultraman is crazy, bro. Ultraman is so goddamn good this season. He is crazy. He's so good. He's so good. Oh my god. I don't know. If you think he's anything less than S+ tier, we are playing different games. He's crazy. And next season, he's going to be crazy, and the season after that. Because people, like how we just had it in the chat, what did you guys say? Like 30% of the chat is going to have him at higher than level 4. At level 4, he surpasses Super X in every capacity. At level 3, he's doing the same as Super X, except for damage. I think he has lower DPS than Super X until level 5. Crazy. Ultraman is really good. He's Hedorah plus Super X. Exactly. And he's 5 cost. Cheapest piercing unit. Tied for third best range. Super X has the best. Ultima has the second best. Manila and Ultraman have the best range. And we always say range is the best stat. And Ultraman has the range, and he has the damage, and he has the piercing to back it up. It is so good. Him with Dimension Tide is S++ this season. Using the two of them in tandem is crazy. It is cracked the fuck out. If you're not using Ultraman for whatever reason, I don't know what is wrong with you. If you're against using Ultraman because you want to use Godzilla characters in your Godzilla game, I appreciate your nobility, but you are literally losing out on the best unit in the game. Sorry. It's a fact. It's a fact. He's literally... Him and Batra are the best units in the game. Period. End of story. End of story. No unit has shaken up the meta the way that Ultraman has since Ultima was introduced. And that was the first character to ever come out. And the only reason he shook it up as much as he did is because he was the first character added post-launch. Now, that being said, if anyone here doesn't have Ultima, you better get to grinding. Your free Ultima's days are numbered. It is it is July 23rd. The new season starts in 6 days. Go get your Ultima or your Ultraman from the All-Star Battle Store. Go get it from your Battle Pass right now. Like, you're missing out. Good, solid tier list, 7.6 out of 8. 7.8 out of 10, too much water. But that's the tier list, you guys. I think this was a pretty good one. I think this is one of our better ones. Because of the S+ tier, it let us get a little bit more leniency with who we are putting where. But I think this is pretty accurate. I don't think it's terrible. Do you think Manda should be added? I would love if Manda should be added. Any character coming to the game, I'm happy with. I don't think there's a single Godzilla character that would come to this game where I would be unhappy if it was their season, except for, like, Gabara. But even then, we're getting more characters. It's fun. Alright. Listen, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. This will be up forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. We had a lot of viewers. We had a lot of polls. This is the end of the tier list. I appreciate everyone sticking around at the very end. So, like always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye. Also, before I go, I'm gonna put this image in the Discord in the meta section. All right, goodbye.